Wow.
Dubois has stopped Hrgovic and picked up the biggest win of his career.
8-0 Queensbury. Daniel Dubois has just produced the performance of his career. Unbelievable, Barry.
He was fantastic from...
Whoa, talk about an upset. Let's talk. All right, first, it's June the 1st, 7:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Daniel Dubois just got a stoppage win over Filip Hrgovic. Now the IBF interim champion. Mandatory for Alexander Usyk. Wow. Wow. So Frank Warren just won $3 million because Matchroom just went up 8-0. And every Frank Warren fighter has won on the card. Willy Hutchinson defeated Craig Richards. Nick Ball defeated Ray Ford. Hamza Shiraz defeated Emma Williams. And now Daniel Dubois defeated Filip Hrgovic. Look at that cut, though. I want you to see it. That's a nasty cut. Eyelid hanging down. We've seen nastier cuts, but it's definitely a nasty cut. There's two of them. He's cut on both of his brows. But also, he looked like he was fading like big time the second half of the fight. Conditioning, despite the fact that he weighed in what he normally weighs in at, he usually comes in between 243, 247. But conditioning, and look, he didn't dispute it. Put it this way, it looked like he was on his way to getting stopped. And this is supposed to be, was supposed to be the boogeyman of the division. So this win for Daniel Dubois just really upset the apple cart, because now could we see Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua in September? Because now, you know, he just shot up. And also, Daniel Dubois built a great resume for himself, win or loss. Frank Warren just won $300,000. And their entire Frank Warren team won $3 million to split, about $600,000 apiece. So on top of their purses, Willie Hutchinson gets another $600,000. That's massive. Nick Ball gets another $600,000. Massive. Hamza Shiraz gets another $600,000. I'm telling you, these are likely high. These are career high paydays just off of the bonuses for a lot of fighters. Hamza Shiraz getting his $600,000. Dubois getting his $600,000. And now, can Zhang stop Deontay Wilder? Is all up to the captain of Matchroom, Deontay Wilder, who's fighting for a contract to possibly fight Anthony Joshua in September to stop Big Bang Zhang. And I don't think he can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Kingdom Arena, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the end comes at 57 seconds into round number 8. As the ringside physician advises referee John Lathan to call a halt to the bout because of cuts. The winner by TKO victory, and now the IBF interim heavyweight world champion. He is Dynamite Daniel Dubois.
So Daniel Dubois now 21 wins, 20 knockouts. Anthony Joshua was sitting ringside, Mike, as close as you could get. What do you think he feels about Dubois in a possible showdown?
You know, he knows what Dubois will bring to the ring, and he also knows that is the best performance of Daniel Dubois' career. A very different proposition, I'd suspect, to what he thought he might be facing.
So what we're waiting for now is if the IBF is going to allow Usyk to carry the IBF title along with the rest of the belts into the ring in the Fury rematch in October. Excuse me, December the 21st is the rematch has been announced. Because they want to strip him. So what's Hrgovic going to do next? Remember, he lost his father. And technically, this was the biggest fight of his pro career so far, if you really think about it. And Dubois has been racking up a hell of a resume. Look what he got on there. Hrgovic, Miller, Usyk, Trevor Bryan, Joe Joyce, names that kind of mean something. Gorman.
You do it by stopping a guy that was considered a boogeyman for a long time in this division. What did you think of that performance?
I thought I have full respect to the guy, full respect to Hrgovic. He's a good fighter, and to come through that was just a learning and experience for me. And I'm glad I got this IBF belt and on to the next.
You know, in the first round of this fight, it looked like you might be in some trouble. You're eating a lot of right hands early on. What kind of adjustments did you make?
I don't know, man. I was a bit cold to start off with, but I heard the corner advice. Frank Warren, you know, my dad, and they've been supporting me from day one, and we'll come for anything.
You knew this guy was heavy-handed coming into this fight. When you were taking some of those shots, what did you think of his power?
You know, I ate them shots, but it was all to wake me up, you know. Once I felt a few shots, stings, I woke up and I was just on it. And I was just thought, don't wait, don't wait.
You were wearing him down over the last few rounds of this fight. At what point did you feel like you had him beaten?
I don't know, the round before the last, I was getting to him. And, you know, it was just coming together like magic. And, you know, my dad told me beforehand, you know, things would just happen. And, you know, I'm just so proud of myself for this.
Yeah, you know, you've had some ups and downs over the last few years. Do you think that you could have dug deep and won a fight like this a couple of years ago?
It was all a learning experience. I come, you know, rock bottom last year, and now we're back on top.
You know, it seems like you have had 3 careers almost. You're 26 years old, but you were a prospect. You lost a couple of fights, and now you're one step closer to being a full heavyweight champion. Has it felt like a roller coaster ride? It
has. You know, it's felt amazing, and you know, just good. You know, the best promoter in the world, Frank Warren, for giving me these opportunities.
You know, you've got the interim version of that title. There's a chance you could get elevated in the weeks ahead. Yeah. Would you prefer to get elevated, or would you like a shot at winning it outright in the ring?
I've heard the next opponent will be AJ, so bring it on.
You have faced a lot of the top names in heavyweight boxing. Anthony Joshua sitting there ringside. How anxious are you to get that opportunity?
I'm just, you know, anxious, you know, to become the best. And, you know, this is my era, this is my time. And I just need to keep improving and, you know, coming through these tests.
Congratulations, Daniel.
Thank you.
Frank, we'll turn to you, and we meet again here with another win for Queensberry. You've promoted this guy for a long time. Getting this win, getting this type of performance, what do you think it means to someone like him?
It means a lot. Excuse me. It means a lot. And obviously, you know, there's been a lot of things said outside about whether he's got enough nerve or courage, and he showed that again tonight, like he did in his last fight. Yeah, you know, the first round was a little bit, you know, could have seen a bit more better out of him in the first round, but after that he settled down, and once he got his jab going, when he was doubling his jab and letting that right hand go, and he was doing a lot of damage. I know what he's capable of doing, and one thing is, he's a good finisher. You know, he's lucky the bell went at the end the round before, because I think it would have been all over. The bell saved Filip. But having said that, he's done what he's had to do. He's 26-year-old. He's still a young heavyweight. You know, he's still maturing, and now he's going to have to have the mandatory for the full title. So that's going to be interesting once we see what they do the IBF in 30 days' time. And there's a possibility that he could be in with AJ at Wembley. We will see what happens by the end of the evening. But this is brilliant. You know, I'm delighted. My guys have all performed up to us yet. We've got a big bang on next, so we'll see where we go. But you've got to take your hat off to him. He's had a lot of people outside the ring have questioned his heart, question when it gets down to the nitty-gritty where he can do it. He showed tonight what he's all about, and he's won that interim belt, which is brilliant for him.
Appreciate it, Frank. On to look for a sweep in this next fight. Ade, go back up to you.
Every baby has a daddy.
Well,
I'm gonna beat you like I'm yours.
Thank you very much.
So the heavyweight division has been turned up a little bit. So is Joshua going to go on to fight Dubois? Do you want to see that? It would be a fun fight, but does it really? It's been brewing for a long time. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I mean, I'll take it. I'll be honest. I'll take it. So here's the heavy shakers in the heavyweight division. Obviously, Usyk sits on top of the hill after beating everybody pretty much outside of Joshua. I mean, outside of Wilder, but he beat Fury, who beat Wilder. You know, I thought that the Hrgovic fight the Hrgovic fight and the Joe Parker fight after the Fury rematch, he can retire off of those. And then you have the guys with the new blood, like Daniel Dubois already beat him. You got Ajit Kebiel, who's in that newer generation. Jared Anderson, not really high on him, but it's been thinning out. That's it. This is the heavyweight division. That is it. Those are the major players. Tyson Fury, Usyk. Wilder may be gone tonight. Zhang may be gone tonight. Hrgovic just took his first L. Joshua's, he's still kicking about. Ajit Kebiel, F.A. Jog, but I don't really count him too much. Same with Jared Anderson. He's got too much going on outside the ring and doesn't really look like he loves boxing. Joe Joyce, but he's a 40-year-old man now. So the sky's the limit now for Daniel Dubois, and he's only 26 years old. He's only 26 years old. With that being said, on to the main event. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.